This video has spoilers. So I covered a little old meme, edited the video in about 10 minutes, and it got 1.3 million. I want to end it all. I hate YouTube. Anyways, thank you for watching the video, but today I thought I would finally finish this series and give an overall run-through and review of some of the standout moments. A small summary, however, for those that did not see part 1 of this, the meme Baby or Not is from a series known as Magical Girl Site. An over-the-top gore-filled dumpster fire manga with such over-the-top nonsensical violence, it belongs in the I can't believe it's not seinen category. I dropped the series at chapter 30, so picking it up, I'm at 31, and there are 139 of these things to go through. Somebody kill me, please! So, jumping right into it, chapter 31, we get the older brother of the MC who loves doing his best Chris Brown impersonations, and he finds out his sister is this magical girl with powers and manipulates another one of the magical girls, the idol of the group, into giving him her undergarments, and then he wears them and uses them to force someone else to kill themselves. I'm not making this up, and I really wish I would. We then return to a cast of characters I don't really care about outside of Aya, not Anya, and the one blonde chick. Apparently, there is this entire scheme that doesn't make sense unless you read the prequel of the series, which I refuse to do. Then jumping forward a bit, one of the magical girls gets KO'd, and we then see the managers of the magical girl site as they're introduced one by one, each giving a piece of dialogue, which was a good chunk of the entire chapter. It was really jarring. Aya Asagiri, our MC, doesn't tell the rest of the group till it's most dire that her brother was the one that took the powers. How convenient. And speaking of convenience, today's video is sponsored by Slickdeals. Slickdeals is a free browser extension you can download using the link below, and you're able to get the best prices possible when you shop online from all your favorite retailers. You don't have to search for coupons as it will automatically place them for you, and you're able to use the entire community as they help you set up all sorts of coupon codes and share information. That way you're able to get the best possible deals on the internet. It's one of the largest shopping destinations, and it has over 1 billion visits annually. Honestly, with the way prices have been recently and the amount of money you're already spending on gas, I think all of us can use a little bit of a break, and that's exactly what Slickdeals is here for, to make sure that you're able to get the best possible things you want for the best possible price. Be it for gaming, entertainment in general, utensils, clothing, I mean, you name it, Slickdeals has it. So make sure you go down into the description below and you download the free browser extension. Once again, make sure you check out the link in the description below for Slickdeals, a better way to shop online. I have a bit of a headache talking about this series, but where were we? Recently I've been trying to learn as much as possible when it comes to writing dialogue, and playing stuff like Fata Morgana or The House in Fata Morgana has really helped with that, and I've earned such a high respect for great dialogue moments, but bad moments stand out like a sore thumb. All you really need to do is read some of this stuff out loud, and this series has plenty of examples. For instance, there is, "You startled me, so I cut you open," which he says quite literally after cutting someone open after they've startled him. Yeah, we saw, bro. But eventually, the evil older brother is thwarted, but it costs the idol chick who he's been manipulating's life, and she is deceased. But there's been a cop on his trail searching for him after investigating the murder of the person he made kill themselves, and when the cop finds him and knocks him out, kind of heroically saving the day, if you will, in a sense, he then takes him to a dungeon For a brief moment, this manga takes an intermission to turn into a hardcore 50 Shades of Grey yaoi, which was something. This marks a bit of a turning point within the story, as then it seems like there's a new major threat they have to take care of. In reality, the series feels a little weird because it's always jumping from antagonist to antagonist, none of them really lasting more than a few chapters. But here, it seems like there would be some sort of turning point as we then see Aya walk in with a very strong conviction to make sure no one else will get hurt. Let's see how this goes. The magical girls are then almost instantly killed by one of the managers until 2 other magical girls show up, one of them having the power to reverse time. At this point, I'm wondering what sort of minor stupid mistake the characters are going to make to somehow screw this power up. However, it does seem to be in the hands of a rather chaotic personality, so. Also, the bully chick who was killed near the beginning part of the series is also back because of this convenient power to turn back time. Nice. You see, stuff like this I wouldn't really mind if there was some sort of hint or semblance that that sort of thing happened. It just sort of feels like it's really being made up as it goes along. Not even looking back on it retrospectively, I can say, oh yes, this felt planned. But that's just my feeling towards the series. If that doesn't bother you, then kudos. They come up with a plan to deal with the managers, and as this whole thing continues throughout, this series still, to me, is nothing more than just lollies and murder. Oh, and it also cuts back to the BDSM portion of the story, where he has completely broken the older brother of Aya, and we're just gonna move on. Then they orchestrate this jumping plan, and then the big reveal that nobody saw coming, the managers are also human. Like, no, I totally thought they were Cthulhu creatures the entire time. We then get some backstories and side stories of other characters, and then returning to the main plot. If it sounds like I'm jumping all over the place in this video, it's because this story jumps all over the place. The older brother finally escapes this torture, and Yatsumura apparently only has like 2 days left to live, and she can't really use her wand. Yatsumura again being the blonde girl, the deuteragonist of the series. I myself almost forgot at this point. The two cry, have an emotional hurrah, and then they kiss. This series is a Yuri and a Yaoi. How inclusive. The story then jumps to another set of characters after I just started slightly caring about the group we were with, and instantly they have a Donovan scene. It's a bit ridiculous at this point. I thought Gantz was going to be the most just nonsensically violent and edgy thing that I've read regarding stuff like this, but this series gets a gold medal. We then, for the next few chapters, follow the perspective of another character, and see their entire journey as it seems to be going back in time a little bit, and then we get the revelation of a character known as A. And this face is the most haunting thing I have seen in a while. I hope you see it everywhere, and if you would like to use it in meme templates, please do. And it also turns out that the BDSM cop is actually the older brother of the character who can turn back time. Because yes, that's a huge issue throughout this story as it continues throughout and throughout. It introduces all these different characters and switches perspective points so many times, it's hard to really sort of care for some of these characters outside of really Aya, at least for me. And instead of just building up these amazing plot twists, it seems to try and throw so many at you in so many different directions, and none of them really seem well thought out and planned like in a series like My Dear Self with Malice Afterthought. Although the whole thing with the detective kind of works because we see he has all these magical wands, so him being the older brother of a magical girl having that kind of connection, it works. And about 80 chapters in, I was reminded once again of the Tempest, the catastrophic event they were all trying to prevent. Yeah, the series does a really poor job of kind of keeping track of that time and how much time has really passed. Speaking of time, they bring back one of the managers who was killed earlier, and he has the power to freeze time, and then they kill a bunch more of the magical girls. There's also a king that apparently needs the body of the magical girls, who turns out to be another lolly, and then they all kind of unite, the other group that we met and the original group which we were with, as time was reversed once again after time was frozen to kill them. And you won't believe what this story has planned for Komura and Aya. Oh, and also there's a bit of an emotional moment where after Aya awakens her new ability, the rest kind of give a little bit of their life to her. And so now we have this super team of lollies ready to overtake the magical girl site for like the 6th time. And so continuing down that route and speeding things up, eventually the father of Aya and Kaname, the abusive older brother, manages to get a hold of the mind-controlling undergarments, or well, just panties, they're panties. And he basically forces the son to be the perfect son that he wants him to be, and then drops the big old bomb, the big old twist and reveal that we all cared about, and that's that Aya was never a member of the family, which then causes Aya to break down into tears with the most iconic panel of the entire series, finally coming at chapter 103. I wanted to stop reading here, and I don't know why I continued, but I did, and onwards from there on out, it's just simply an entire murder fest with all of the magical girls and the managers. There's also a part where the king, causing the Tempest, refertilizes humanity, and people start turning into giant sperm cells flying into this ovary. They manage to deal with this entire scenario and catastrophe, and then for the ending of the series, you won't believe it, it goes into this weird time loop warp thing where they keep going back into the past and changing it over and over again to the point that there's hundreds of eyes apparently, and then everybody gets a happy ending. The past is changed, all of the traumatic past of these magical girls is changed, and kumbaya, Yatsumura and Aya are together. I never want to read anything like this ever again. I would rather gouge my eyes out. But I heard a series like Madoka Magica is actually really good, but I think I'm going to have to overcome this PTSD in order to read that. Magical Girl Sight is definitely one of those manga. And with that, this has been The Masked Man. Hope everyone has a blessed rest of the day. Subscribe, like, turn on the bell notifications, and peace.